What if the next financial problem is there in the chart detectable, but you are not looking at the right place? So in Vedic astrology, we are not only looking at the houses from ascendant, there is something better to see. In this video, I will show you that one rule to see from where we can expect those problems to come, how to time them, and what we can do to soften the impact. Major challenges in our life are coming from health, relationship and career life. This we can observe by reviewing the type of consultation are coming to astrologer, but also what we are wishing at the birthdays or the holidays. What is interesting, there are some studies which shows that these are more important or more impactful when they are shaking your identity and goals. So also the stress, if you are still feeling you are in the control, the stress is not so problematic for the health. And financial challenges are a big source of problem, so it's good to use astrology to see from where and when the problems may come. So the house-wise, 2nd is about saving, 11 is about the income or gain, and the 10th is about our work, career life and status. Of course, we have to talk about the Dana Grahas and Dana Bhavas. Dana Grahas, interestingly, people will say it's a Mercury-Venus, right? It's the Rajas. But in fact, those who are sustaining the wealth, because the wealth is all about sustenance, so we have a Sattva. Sattvic planets are Sun, Moon and Jupiter. So these three are very important. Not only them, but also the houses from them are quite important. When it comes to Dana Bhavas, we have 3 Panafaras, 1 Apoklima. The Panafaras are 2nd, 5th and the 11th. So 2nd, 11, you probably know. The 5th and 9th are also very important. And also the Lord of these houses. We investigate those to see potential problems in the finances. 5th house may be more about planning or speculation. 9th house is related to the seasonal work. And we have to understand that there is something more than the lords. I always use that comparison of the cables. So the lordship is like cables. The karaka is like fuel which is going through these cables. If the karaka is blocked, they are going dry, right? They are still there, but nothing is going through. There are also people which are coming through these cables, and from where those people came and where they are coming, right? So those peoples are Aruda, and their direction and the source are the Varga charts. And then the last point we will discuss will be about the confirmation with the Varga, right? Because we have to confirm, and also we have to see the timing. And then if we know that, we can compensate with more careful efforts, right? Is it then the real usage of the free will? If we see what could happen by default, by the direction of our samskaras, which are created by karma, and then the astrologer is giving some advice, and then we are a little bit going out of the way in advice direction, and that may be something which transcends the karma. So first, let's see what is there to see if there are any financial problems coming. Most astrologers would use 2nd and 11. If we use the Zubin meta chart, 2nd and 11 is that Jupiter quite strong. It is with Rahu, but still in Kendra strong. So that would not show any problematic situation, but he lost through his assistance $50,000. What about Willie Nelson, who was totally destroyed by the financial problem related to IRS, going for his irregular taxes? 2nd and 11, again, very nicely placed. If we are going just by 2nd and 11th, we can lose the picture, and we will lose, what's more important, the map of the crossroad, because we have basically 4 types of areas in life. The first, we have decision. In the 4th, we have property. In more material level, 7th house is all about the deals, business and relationship. 10th is about our assets we use in the work. So it would be nice if we could just define at least from which, it is called ayana in Sanskrit, from which of these shelves the problem is coming. Do we need some 2nd and 11 connection to any of these houses to correlate it to wealth, or how to see that this will be problem? In fact, it's quite easy. The Dushtana are signified by Saturn. Saturn is showing that financial problems. So if a Dushtana is related to those Kendra houses or Kendra lords are in the Dushtana, then this by itself is causing the financial problem coming from this specific ayana who is going through such problematic placement. Wow, so just Kendra related to the Dushtana? Yes, let's see examples how this is playing out. Boris Becker, we have Rahu, 4th lord in the 6th house. We know that he had big financial problem, also taxes, he was in jail for some time, and there was a big losses when it comes to property. We have Rahu, which is the 4th lord, because Aquarius is loaded by Rahu, it is in Dushtana. It is suspecting that main income problem he has in the 12th house. We'll be talking about that later. But nevertheless, the Kendra is in the Dushtana. And it is accurately showing that the property will be source of financial problem. If you will go through those various examples, you will see that because property are one of the major investments, many problems also are coming from that direction. Therefore, the 4th house is so important part of that whole analysis. Now we have Debbie Reynolds. In the second marriage, all the debts from the spouse came at her, and she was dealing with that with the third one, with the third spouse. We can also see that. And therefore, 7th house, the partnership and deals. Do we have any Dushtana lords there? All of them, right? 12, 6, and 8 are in the 7th house. We have also Michael Milken chart, 8th lord and 12th lord. Now we have the ascendant, the Lagna, his own decision, and also his not being super honest or justly going in that fraud, right? He was the tax evasion, the fraud, big thing. Also jail, big financial problems. The Dushtana lords are in the ascendant. So they are related to own direction, own decisions. We have also Bankman Fried Sam, who created the whole currency in cryptocurrency. He also went bankrupt, and also there was some criminal investigation. And we can also see that 10th lord is in the 8, 8th lord is in the 4. So again, Dushtana lords related to the Kendra. Do you want to have more about the property and also about the assistance? Here we have the 4th house. 4th lord is in the 6th because Taurus is also lorded by Moon. And we have see the 4th lord in the 6th, but also 8th lord Mercury is in the 4th. So which Kendra is related to the Dushtana? It is the 4th house. And the big financial loss was coming from the property. So this is just reflecting the financial problem coming from these major 4 parts. In fact, all of the financial problems should be distributed in one of these 4 ayanas or direction. We have also very important house to show. This is like a trailer for the next video because it is about the 11th house. If 11th house is related, especially to the benefic afflicted, it may also show going from very high peak of financial problems to some opposite of that, right? It can also end not well. And this is related or is already on the threshold, or it's coming in close with the now very important meaning of the 11th house, which is a punishment or danda, right? 6 and 11th are the punishment lords in Vedic astrology. So this may also be coming when one is crossing some, we could call it normal portions, which are something which one can digest. If it's too much, then it may show this as going into reverse situation. All right, so we have this main direction. Now it would be great to identify which exact person will be the source of all that problem. Because, for example, let's say it's 7th house, right? Is it the business partner? Is it the relationship? And if we already decided, is it the relationship? Which one, right? So in Vedic astrology, you can see, you can go from the higher thing, higher categories to lower, right? Because if you have found the lower meaning or lower prediction, you will be wrong if the higher is not working, right? So first you have to determine that the problem is coming from a relationship to see which partner can cause this problem. And we are again referring to my analogy about this wires, right? The lordship are the wires. The karaka is the fuel which is coming through them. If you have nice Venus, you have nice fuel coming through those cables, right? So you are happy in the marriage and there is something going on. So the karaka is bringing the external thing and also the internal satisfaction. But also in them, they are walking some people, because in the life we are dealing with Jadatma and Jivatma. We are living with resource and articles and also knowledge, which is like there was this nice term, cognitive capital, I think. So which is related to also to the Jupiter or Mercury kind of karaka, but also we have a people like Arudas, right? And therefore the Arudas are like those people who are going in those cables, these tunnels. And also to solve this common problem, let's say you have in chart 6th lord in 7th house, 7th lord in 8th house, right? So your 7th house, and let's say also Venus is badly placed. So this person is asking when the partner will come, when I will, for example, get married. And you have to activate those relationship, you have to pay attention to the 7th house or Venus, right? Or in the D1, in the Rasi chart, the 12th house. Let's say the 12th lord is also badly placed. Does it mean that all partners will be bad, right? Because imagine the person is asking for timing, so you have to say, it will be in 12th house, or it will be in 12th lord, or let's say it will be 7th house in the Shamsa, right? But if all of them are badly placed, does it mean that there is all the partners, it is always be bad, right? It is not true. So we have to activate the 7th house through its lord, which could be badly placed, but the situation of that particular marriage may be different, may be very good if the Aruda or the Varga related to that specific marriage is great, even if it's activated through that prima facie badly placed lord. So also you can say that the Lord is building the whole stage, the Arudas are the people which are coming to the stage. So Devi Reynolds chart is very good because if we take the first Upapada, which is the first marriage, we have the Libra, Venus is well placed in the 9th. If we take the Uchanata, Jupiter is there. But if we take the Taurus, then it's totally dominated by Venus and the Moon. So we have to take the Uchanata as the main thing. Now Jupiter is in the 3rd from Upada, which is not great, and that Jupiter is having the mutual Graha Drishti with Rahu, because Rahu is aspecting Jupiter, 5th from it, Jupiter is aspecting back. So now this marriage is activating that. And also this yoga is in 11th from Upapada. So this spouse, the 2nd spouse, is provoking, or it is extracting whatever it's that in the 7th house. In the Brihad Parashara Hora Shastra, it's said that if malefics are in 11th from Arud Lagna, then it may be some not the best means to get the money, right? So we know that he was doing some crazy investments which created that huge debt which came in the head of Devi Reynolds. By the way, if you need any assistance in those charts or any other area like health or relationship, then you can find a link below for the Zoom consultation, 60 or 90 minutes, when we discuss your chart with timing advices, all the Vargas and Yogas. Now we also have the Black Friday discount, 25%. If you're interested in that, then you can subscribe to the newsletter on my website. And now let's go back to the video. Now, if you have this yoga, does it mean that you have to be scared all the time? Of course not. First, you have to confirm it, then you have to time it. It's like a presidential slogan. Because the Rasi chart houses, they are like tiles. And they can reflect the light based on that how they are rotated, right? And that rotation is the Navamsha placement and also Varga placement. Therefore, it is always, for those people who are using only Rasi chart, the predictions are always somehow slipping away. They cannot catch this, right? Therefore, you can see astrologers who are practicing like 10 years and they are asking those questions. Saturn in 2nd, is it good or bad for finances? Or Venus or Ketu, who is giving the in-laws? So they are still in that, we could say, they are not going spiral up, but they are going circles on that one level. This is because they don't have this second important data. They don't have the other part of the equation. Imagine it is like trying to guess the city only by the longitude, right? So you will have many, many cities on that longitude, but you need also the latitude, right? Therefore, the Navamsha is very important data or dimension which will complete your prediction, and especially in the sense how far it will go. This will touch in the next video. And I'm not saying that you will get always super great results if you add the Navamsha and Varga as a second part of the equation, but definitely those results will be more predictable in more often way, right? And this is what we want as astrologers. So what will confirm the Navamsha and Varga? What will we use to time? This will be the Dashas. Again, in Devi Reynolds' chart, we know it was 2nd marriage. See the 10th from the 2nd, because this is the wealth or how the spouse is working with the wealth, right? So we have the Saturn debilitated on the Lagna. So that whole financial karma, financial interaction, whatever the spouse is doing with his wealth, it is coming on the person, right? And Saturn is showing stocks or speculation. That is not the greatest placement. And then you see, okay, this is fine, but how we can say or how we can know that this is exactly what was going on in that marriage or in that circumstances, because the Dasha at that time when this happened, when she got this beautiful gift, right? Those debts, which she paid off 10 years. These years, and when she paid off, is also quite important to find the house when your debt can end. But here we can see that the Saturn and Mercury, that was the Dasha when the debt started. So now we know, oh, this is confirmed by the Navamsha. There's also a bad situation which is there. So because of that Navamsha, I can see that, because the first question was it partnership and career? Was it partnership and private life? We see Navamsha as a private life. Then with the Aruda, now we can see, yes, it's about the wealth, and we can also see the impact on the person, which is quite heavy, Saturn. As a bonus point, I want to tell you two things. One is that not always we know from where the problem will come. Then in such situation, maybe we can start with fourth from the sun, because that will be the, we could call it, place which will not escape our investigation, because fourth from sun shows the wealth. So whichever house it will be, it has to come through that point. Because you don't know from where it will come. So how, let's say you have 3 Kendras afflicted, or you have some kind of ambiguity to, you may see that all of them are averagely fine, right? You can use the fourth from sun to not miss which Kendra it can be. Also, Navamsha is like that net, right? We have a fire in the house, people are jumping, very extreme situation, and there is the net, right? And nothing happens to you because you are landing on that rescue net. So thus Navamsha is softening your impact. It is totally reversing the situation. You need that information. And the last thing I have observed for those people who does these huge financial issues, they had some form of malefic in the second house. We know that house is about the attitude we have. Maybe their problems included also the bad attitude as the first trigger, right? Here we have the Willie Nilsson, Saturn in second, Borg, Bjorn, Mars in second, Heidi Fleiss, Saturn in second. You may say Saturn is strong, but Uchanata is Venus, hit by Mars and Rahu, so not good. Becker, Milken, Mars in second, and Bankman, Ketu in the second. I have also recorded video about big, wealthy people, so if you are interested in that, you can watch it here.